We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
Well, hello, boys.
What's up? What's up?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Welcome back to No Brains, No Headache Podcast, episode 231 after a couple-week hiatus to enjoy the holidays. We're back in the studio to welcome you guys back to the show, so it's good to be here. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy 2025. It is a new one. It's a new day, new year, new me. Not really, but we're going to try our best. The day of recording is January 5th. And that happens to be my co-host, confidant, longtime friend, fellow comedian's birthday, Matt Cleary. So I just want to say happy birthday to you, bro.
Yeah, thanks for choosing to record on my birthday.
Yep, exactly. I also gave him a homework assignment earlier, so that was cool. And he did it really well. So, Matt, happy birthday to you. Welcome to 31. This is it. We're episode 231. We're both 31.
Yeah, I think birthdays are pretty pointless other than like each 5 or 10 years or 18, 21.
Well, I'm Jordan Weck, your host today, and it was my golden birthday this last New Year's Eve, and boy, did I have a misconception about what that was. I spent the whole night looking for a suitable mate to pee on me, and didn't happen, but that's okay. I went to bed that night, so took care of it myself. If you want something done right, do it yourself. It's good to be back in the studio, to be here with you guys on No Brains, No Headache. Matt, I got a present for you. And I just wanted to give it to you here on air. This is for you.
I left this in your car,
Yeah,
didn't I?
yeah.
Okay.
Matt left that in my car. So you're welcome. Happy
we aren't
birthday.
sponsored, but this is pretty sweet. It's a koozie, but then you can also put your can of Zins or Chew underneath.
Or weed.
Yeah, or weed, illicit drugs,
Yeah, whatever you want to keep cold.
Well, thank you for the gift. It was very thoughtful. You could have just kept that and probably wouldn't have noticed.
It was taking up space in my center console, so I wanted to get it back to you. But we're back. We're back for some more No Brains, No Headache after, like I said, it's been a couple weeks, but it's good to be back, get back in the routine. There's a classic, that week from Krampus to New Year. I had no idea what day it was, and I know that's cliche, but I fell for it myself. I had no idea. Even this morning when I woke up, I thought I had to go to work. It's Sunday. I don't have to go to work.
See, that's the tough part about it. And this year is the worst because both holidays fall on a Wednesday. So if you work an office job, you get like that Wednesday off and then you go back to work. So it's like a 4-day work week, but the worst possible kind because you're 2 days, random day off, 2 days.
Yeah, it's absolutely brutal. So kudos to everybody out there for surviving the holidays. And it's good to be back here. Like I said, I mentioned it several times before, and I'll probably mention it throughout the episode here. And appreciate you guys listening to us and watching on YouTube. That's always a good one. Matt and I on a bit of a sobriety kick right now.
Yeah, so I was thinking back, the longest I've went without drinking in probably the last, 14 years, would be about 3 days.
Well, very proud of you. How long has it been now?
Like 8.
Yeah, Matt's been off this sauce for about 8 days, and he cannot help himself but continually say, back when I used to drink.
But it feels it's a different 8 days for me. I don't want to say that I'm different than everyone else, but I am. It's like dog years for me. If I take 2 days off of drinking, that's like everyone taking 2 weeks off of drinking.
That is true. Can I go ahead and say something? Sobriety kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's awful.
I would like to say I'm California sober, but I'm not even that. So
I literally, like, last night was Saturday night. Like, what are you going to do? I literally sat and watched like 6 hours of a TV show that I wasn't even really interested in.
yeah, so people are like, oh, why'd you quit smoking weed? It's like I ran out. My drug dealer got busted.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward.
Not a lot going on there, but I have been watching this a show. It's like I've been watching all those CW TV shows that are meant for like teenagers, and man, do they have some problems that I never had.
Problems. What do they
It's
got?
like, my girlfriend might be a lesbian. It's like, oh, okay.
My ex-girlfriend is a lesbian.
Oh, nice.
So we got that going for us.
But yeah, there's just like one girl got like a DUI at 14 years old.
Are you sure this isn't Seventh Heaven?
It kind of seems like it.
Yeah. A DUI at 14, that's bold. You know, I myself, I got a minor in consumption at the ripe age of, can't remember now. Was it 14?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
even 13.
Yeah, you know, you live and you learn. What can you do? But
Did you learn your lesson that time?
No, I proceeded to get 4 more after that. So here we are. But now that I turned 31, Matt, it's officially been over 10 years since I've been arrested.
Nice.
So you could say the system rehabilitated me.
Nice.
And I am an example of a comeback story. Pretty much comeback player of the year.
You, Rudy, Radio, all the good ones.
Yeah. Johnny Knoxville from The Ringer. We're all in the same boat right there.
Yeah, The Ringer is one of those movies. What do you think is more offensive of a movie, The Ringer or Tropic Thunder?
It's a really good question. You know, you take Johnny Knoxville's character in The Ringer, and then you take Robert Downey Jr.'s character in Tropic Thunder. You have 2 forces there, you know, going head to head. However, I might have to say this is a really good question, Matt. Wow, I was not prepared for such an excellent question out of the gate here in 2025, but I'm going to go with The Ringer, I would have to say.
Yeah.
Because it's like the whole movie is about people with learning disabilities.
And so the chick in there, does she get with Johnny Knoxville at the end of it?
I can't remember.
I think she does, but like the whole
I hope she does.
The whole premise of that is like she thought this guy was mentally disabled the entire movie, and then she's like, "Oh, he's not. I guess I'll bang him then."
Yeah, I mean, that kind of just describes my recent love life. So, yeah, may have to give that one a whirl. Tropic Thunder, though, yeah, can't be done. Just like School of Rock, like you mentioned earlier, couldn't happen in modern day. I hope that's not one of your talking points.
I was like, "There's no way a guy could create a band and the school wouldn't know about it." And then I'm like, "That's probably why it's a movie."
That's definitely why it's a movie. It's Hollywood. It's just like in The Ringer. You know, the lady character, she falls in love with somebody who was pretending to be mentally handicapped. Yep. I don't know if that's the PC way to say it these days. I'm trying my best.
Yeah,
here. I don't know. I didn't know Matt was going to present me with a Ringer or Tropic Thunder, which is more offensive question.
But and The Ringer too, the reason he tries to fix the Special Olympics is because he cut off his handyman's fingers in a lawnmower. Or his handyman cut his fingers off, so he needs to raise $100,000 to get his fingers back.
No more handies from that, man.
Yeah, give him a stavy goodbye to your fingers.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, episode 231. Let's get into it. We got a great one lined up for you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Okay. Let's party.
I want to talk about becoming an ordained minister online. You know, this topic got brought up to me not too long ago when somebody approached me and they said, you know, I have to officiate a wedding. And I said, are you prepared? And they were not. They were not prepared at all. And the nuance of it, you get into how it actually works. You know, you can just go online, essentially fill out this form.
I think it costs like $50.
It says here on the Universal Life Church website, become an ordained minister, instant ordination. Pretty much fill out some very basic information, create an account, and it says get ordained now. We got to certify that you're 18 years of age or older. I feel like this is the School of Rock type, you know.
Conan O'Brien is one of their...
Yeah, Stephen Colbert, Benedict Cumberbatch, Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, I don't want to become a...
I love how they're like, yeah, some notable ministers we have are Lady Gaga and Cardi B. It's like, maybe I should go to a different site.
But here's the thing: when we hear about an ordained minister, and we've had friends and family members who have performed that service for our loved ones, which is great in a wedding sense, and that's what we think of right away is a wedding. However, I'm looking at the website right now, and it says everyday Universal Life Church ministers perform thousands of legal weddings, baptisms, funerals, and even operate their own churches. Now, Matt, I'm going to ask you this.
No, I don't want to, because it's going to immediately establish a cult, because I would join it immediately.
Well, you didn't even know what my question was.
You were going to ask if I wanted to start a church?
No, I was going to say, if you were an ordained minister, how would you feel if somebody asked you to be the minister of a funeral? And I feel like these sacraments, let's call them, maybe not death, but, marriage, baptism, I don't get it. When somebody dies, I don't think that should be taken lightly. Aren't we supposed to try to send their soul to the afterlife? Aren't we trying to put them to rest? And you're just up there, reading a Matthew McConaughey like motivational speech.
I would really try to slip into like the speech from Miracle or something like that. I don't think I would do a funeral well, or I would just start roasting the dead person or their family.
Well, and then when I got brought up with this, and I was asking the person, I said, are you ready? Do you need to prepare a few things? And I think they give you some templates here on the Ordained Minister website. I think you have to become one to access those. But they have things like the classic wedding package.
The fact that you can buy a T-shirt that just says minister on it.
A wallet card. Okay, I'm not really sure.
I would like the wallet card because it's some sort of proof that you can do it.
Is this a scam?
Oh, 100%. These people make millions off of basically, I'm sure they're like, okay, now we filed something that costs $2 with your state so that you legally can get people married.
Do they do that on your behalf? I feel like you still have to do that.
Probably you still have to do that.
I feel like you still have to do the actual act of, legally getting married. You have to have a way of making this legitimate. Marriage is it's nothing to mess around with, I don't think.
I would want to know how many of these people have gotten ordained and have not done a single wedding, funeral, or baptism.
Well, I don't want to speak for him, but my old college roommate once handed me one of those like wallet cards, as like a business card type thing, and said, "Let me know if as a joke." He's like, he literally signed up as a joke. But I'm just saying, what if you were getting married in a church? Let's, you and I were raised Catholic. Let's leave it at that. We were raised Catholic. How would the Catholic Church feel if you're like, you know what, we already got somebody? It's like, dude, you did illicit drugs with your minister back in high school.
Like 15 minutes before the ceremony.
That too. Your ordained minister just has white powder all over their nostrils. It's like, one
eye's closed, the other pupil's like the size of an ostrich eye.
I think we should do it. And then, have you heard of like in Catholic weddings before? And I mean, I guess that's all I really know apparently. But, when you're in the wedding, you have the rehearsal the day before, and you usually get some sort of talking to from the official, the priest, whatever it is, where it's like,
don't drink in the parking lot.
Don't drink before this. If I smell alcohol on your breath, I'm going to get you out of here. I don't think they actually mean it. It's more of a scare tactic. My suggestion, and maybe this could be under the umbrella of NBNH, is that one of us, perhaps both of us, maybe we have an army, because apparently 20 million people around the world have already chosen to get ordained online with the Universal Life Church over the last few decades. It has become one of the Earth's largest and most active religious organizations. That was a lot. They should probably, I'm not going to say that joke. We're not going to go down that road. But you and I, as NBNH, we just charge a large amount of money for our services, and then we give them a very strict talking to about not drinking for the wedding, and then show up wasted.
I know you guys have booze and or drugs in your car. We'd like you to give them to us.
Yeah, confiscate all of them and then just do them yourself.
Like Taco in the League, when he's like, just gets all of his patients to give him their drugs, and then he just does them.
Or in Billy Madison, when they steal all the kids' lunches and they're just having a grand old time. I think it's something that NVNH should look into as a revenue stream.
Why do judges just get to marry people?
Well, going back to the actual legal aspect, like I think when it comes to marriage, there's two parts of it that make it official. You got the church and then you got the state, and you got to kind of combine those two, because when I was a best man in a wedding, I was told immediately after this ceremony, I need to go sign the marriage certificate. And that was a very important part. And it was like, yeah, I was there. Jordan, I was stoned, but I was there. So
Jordan, you signed it gay butt sex.
Well, what can you do? But
here's a fun fact for you.
But to answer your question, that's why I think judges are allowed to marry.
I just thought of this because I met this guy who's my dad's friend, and he was married by Alan Page.
No, they weren't. No, I mean, maybe as a scam.
No, Alan Page, the purple people eater guy.
Did he become like an actual
He's
priest?
a judge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe they were just hiring fucking Whoopi Goldberg over here to Lady Gaga, Cardi B.
Yes.
Get real.
Benedict Cumberbatch officiated my wedding. We also just made him say penguin a lot, and he couldn't do it. So it was penguin.
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I feel like if you're asking, somebody to be an ordained minister, and that may be a good symbolic thing, and that's fine. But
I'll say it.
I don't know.
This is clearly a scam, but I'm also kind of jealous that I didn't think of it.
Of becoming an ordained minister?
Of having a site where you can get people ordained to be a minister.
It's like those sites that say, if you want to start a business in your state, follow your LLC through us, and it's like $500, and it's like, it costs you like $35 just to do it on your own, and you're gonna have that information
on
anyway.
40-year-old virgin, the lady that sells stuff for people on eBay. The guy's like trying to buy something, she's like, gotta go on eBay, sorry.
Jonah Hill's trying to buy the goldfish high heel sparkle boots. Is that your reference?
Or people that buy a 1 foot by 1 foot plot of land in Scotland so that they can legally be called Lord.
I saw you make a spinach dip in a loaf of sourdough bread once.
It's probably not on camera, but I am technically Lord Matthew Cleary, so.
Yeah, don't you own a 1 by 1 foot plot?
And I can look up and see where it is at.
Can you sell that for profit, you think? Like if there's an oil patch underneath, what are we talking here?
It says it's non-transferable, so. But what is a 1 foot by 1 foot lot?
I'm sure the goddamn certificate of credentials of ministry you get is probably not, they're probably in fine print. It's like, this is not legit, by the way. Please go to your local courthouse to make sure you guys are actually married. They're trying to file joint taxes the next year. Like, no, y'all aren't married at all.
I'm sure there is sites out there that are complete scams. Like, you don't even get like.
Let's get into the scam business, I think is what we're trying to say here.
Honestly, it's not a bad business to be in if you're at the top of the pyramid.
Well, now that we're back recording,
we're
scamming people out of 60 to 90 minutes out of their week.
Yeah, so if you'd like to buy some Mary Kay product, I got about 4 rooms in my house full of it. I'm in crippling debt.
If you want us to be your ordained minister, let us know. We'll give you a quote, an estimate, and we'll come out and marry you. Let us know.
I've been doing a lot of thinking and not drinking, which is rare for me.
That's scary. You
and
should probably stop that.
I've spent about 14 hours of my day on my phone, and my algorithm has created what I'm going to call my dream job. And it is owning a hot dog cart in a big city and strapping a GoPro to my chest and just making hot dogs for people. It looks so fun.
Let me tell you something. You're either eating hot dogs with me or you're eating hot dogs against me. And I'm with you. Yeah.
It's so cool. Like, they just have all this water. They put a hot dog on. They're like, what do you want on it? They're like, go cheese, potatoes, and onions. He's like, hot or sweet onions? He's like, hot. And then he just cheese, puts some potatoes on there, just wraps it up. And he's like, just the one? And he's like, actually, I'm going to get 5 more.
I wish we could go one episode without talking about food, because now I am just starving. But I actually traveled all the way to New York City. And while I was there, I said, you know what? I want a New York dog. It's the same thing. It's the same
What's
thing.
what's on a New York dog? Is it just
Whatever you want, man. Weren't you just explaining like how this works?
Well,
what do you mean what's on it?
Well, like a Chicago hot dog, I know exactly what's on that. I thought New York had their own style. Or like
I'm pretty sure in New York you're going to get a little bit of mustard and a little bit of AIDS, okay?
Well, did you see that in New York there was a halal cart that was catching pigeons and taking them into the cart and cooking them and selling them?
Yeah, I don't know. Your algorithm's pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
you might want to go back to drinking, but this is getting weird.
But the other one was I want to move to England and start a potato cart because they just put a potato on there and then they do like the same thing.
Can I be a devil's advocate here? Matt, you get nervous when you leave Bismarck for more than like an hour.
Yeah, that's also true. But if I was slinging potatoes, I feel like that's right up my alley.
Oh, and then you could do it on your plot of land in Ireland.
My 1 foot plot of land. I just got to build up.
Yeah, it could be like kind of like the water boy. You have everything in like a backpack.
Now we're talking.
I don't know. The dream job could be something there. What do you think it pays?
Not great starting out, but I feel like if you get a good customer base, you're charging $4 or $5 a hot dog.
Do you think they're making more off of YouTube views than they are actually the dogs? What's the margin?
I think it's honestly,
on a dog?
I think it's probably pretty close because there's one guy that has like 200,000 followers, and all he's doing is like 3 times a day he's just posting, or he goes live, and he gets like paid for doing like TikTok and Facebook and YouTube lives.
Here's an idea: you go live and then you perform sexual acts on yourself, and then people pay you to watch.
That's just OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah. Thought I was onto something there.
Yeah, it's like you can't come up with anything new anymore because it's always been done, but you can copy someone that looks like they're having a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, that actually adds up. Sorry, I mixed up OnlyFans there. That's my bad. I just want to wish you the best of luck on your business venture. Let me know if you need any help. The answer is no, but still let me know.
I think it'd be so fun to sling hot dogs.
Why don't you go try it right now in Bismarck, North Dakota? I think you'd get a lot of customers in the 4-degree weather.
Yeah, it's a real buyer's market out there. Just get my truck booted everywhere I go. That's another thing I wanted to get. I wanted to buy one of those car boots just to put on my friends' cars as a prank.
But then we could say we're like a legit entity, and then they got to pay us to get it up.
Yeah, back to the scam.
Yeah, I don't know if that's fraud or vandalism or all of the above, but...
Well, so I didn't realize this, but like...
Wait, is an ordained minister fraud then? Because you're like, oh, we're married. You're actually not. You're not. I'm sorry to break it to you. You're not. Is that fraud? You're acting as if you're a priest, a man or woman of God.
It's a combination of
souls.
fraud or the 2 other people just being morons.
And I don't want to get back on that, but it's like if you're at the funeral, and you're giving the speech, you're like... Yeah, I was roommates with them in college. They are not going to heaven.
Or imagine could you do divorce proceedings too? Like, hey, if you want to get divorced, come on down. Because if you can do one
let's just start representing people in court. Let's just be lawyers.
Lawyers or liars?
I said lawyers.
Okay. But also, if I can marry someone, shouldn't that mean that I could also divorce someone? If I'm an ordained...
Does divorce require like another human to intervene? Don't you just kind of file the like paperwork with your lawyer?
Isn't that pretty much what you do when you get married?
No, man. I think it's like a symbolic thing. You don't actually get married. It's just like, oh, I want my old friend to marry us. We're still going to go down to the courthouse, but that's all a wedding is, man. It's just a symbol. That's all it is. It's a scam. It's a crock of shit.
All right, calm down, Jaden. But couldn't we do that with divorce?
I'm down to do it with divorce, hot dogs, potatoes, funerals,
Orgies.
baptisms.
What?
Did you?
Did that what?
All right, we're going to start using the studio space to host orgies.
Another idea I had.
$2,000.
You know when you have a lost
per
pet
person.
and you put your number on it and then like they take a number? What if you did that asking people to be in an orgy? You just put your picture up there, you just finger guns, and then your phone number.
I don't know. I've been trying to plan one for
You come
weeks.
back after 6 weeks and there's just one gone and it's the same guy calling you over and over again.
Do those things still exist?
I saw
Where are you going to put it at?
you nail it to the nearest tree by a park. Just the only call I've gotten called was the cops, but they're real nice about it. They wanted to join.
Well, we went to a show in Underwood, North Dakota.
That's where I saw it. That's where I was thinking of it. Someone had one on their
Yeah,
board.
but the other guy said, what was it? He offered anal bleaching, and then in parentheses underneath had bleaching of the anus.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those things that's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, we got to see if Samson, he wrote the number down to prank call him. It wasn't that guy. He put his friend's number down. This guy is playing a dangerous game. Okay, let me tell you. I thought about the butthole cleaning service. I thought about that. I've been trying to offer people, free trials.
Free of charge, of course.
Pretty much just Instagram models.
Yeah.
But
And how's that been going?
not great.
Okay.
Not great. A lot of pink eye. Shall we move on?
Yep.
All right. We got a little bit of a visual here. I found this map, and I thought it'd be fun to chat about. I don't even know what Hawaii is, but map of the United States. It's the most famous brand in each state. Just for context for our listeners out there, you got Starbucks in Washington, Nike in Oregon, Apple in California, Coors in Colorado. Let's see. Hershey's, Pennsylvania. GM in
Michigan.
Thank you. We got Bank of America in North Carolina.
Yep.
FedEx in Tennessee. And those are just kind of some of the basic ones. Oh, Anheuser-Busch in Missouri.
What do you think some of the funnier ones are? I have two that pop out to me.
I kind of think that Best Western from Arizona is great because you can just think of like the greasiest Best Westerns that you've ever stayed at, and it just doesn't give a very good rep to Arizona.
Nothing says Tex-Mex food like Wyoming. Taco John's was founded in Wyoming.
Yeah, or our neighbors to the east, Pillsbury is apparently a Minnesota brand. You just think about all the fat Minnesota people.
Oh, it's like, I'm from Iowa. What are you guys known for? Washing machines.
For those wondering, North Dakota is Bobcat. I'm actually pretty proud of that one.
Montana's kind of seems
What is it?
dumb.
Montana Great Harvest
It's bread company.
Bread company. What the hell is Allsups?
I feel like that's just New Mexico. They're like, whatever.
We got.
I will say the best Coca-Cola I've ever had was in Georgia.
Was it?
And they say it is because it's the proximity. It's never travels far.
Well, I think it is funny that in what do you call this region? The Great Lakes region?
Yep.
So this is Illinois.
Yep.
They have Cat. Wisconsin has Harley Davidson.
See, I didn't know that. That's kind of a fun fact.
Michigan's got GM, and then Indiana is Cummins, the engine. And you know what I've always loved is like when they do maps like this, and then you get to the Northeast where you have New Hampshire, Vermont, Delaware, New Jersey, Maryland. They're not big enough.
Yeah, I can tell you that Maryland's Geico.
Okay, yeah, you got the zoom in.
New Jersey's Campbell's Soup.
Not offend- okay, Gillette is Massachusetts.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Ben and Jerry's is Vermont. New Hampshire is Timberland. Yeah, General Electric.
Is for who?
That would be Connecticut.
And let's not forget, if you're a fan of No Brains, No Headache, you know that we are huge fans of Dr. Pepper, and they just have an excellent looking logo in the state of Texas, Sonic, Oklahoma. All right.
It fits. So honestly, that should be the new Dr. Pepper logo, is just the state of Texas with Dr. Pepper in it.
Okay, so let's go through it. What if you just based on this map, okay, keep this on. What is your best state?
I think I got to go with Taco John's in Wyoming.
Oh, okay. I was definitely going with Hooters in Florida.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's kind of a no-brainer. And then what would you say is the worst?
I would say Walmart in Arkansas, but it also could be the best because could you imagine what Arkansas would look like if it didn't have billions of dollars from Walmart being founded there?
I guess I would have to say, considering there's some here that I have no idea what they are, I don't know, maybe... Okay, I'm going to go with New Mexico because I don't even know what Allsups is. I don't know if you have a moment to peek at that, and I'm definitely putting bias into my time in New Mexico and not going strictly on this map like I just said we should do a moment ago. Oh, no. I'm going with South Dakota Super 8.
Oh,
because
it's a convenience store, Allsups.
Yeah.
Looks like they have their own brand of Hot Pockets, so that's nice being all sorts of diarrheaed up.
I don't know. I got to go with Super 8. I've really all of the Super 8s that come to my memory are just janky. There's I think it's Motel 6 actually, but there's one here in Bismarck, and I was driving by.
That has a pool that's never been open.
But I was driving by and I was like, God, the lights from this place are so bright. And then it dawned on me, they have to brighten up all of the parking lot and the entryway and the door to hopefully lessen the crime is what I figured.
For sure. That hotel is like $32 a night. Also, Denny's being founded in South Carolina, which is Waffle House country, is kind of wild.
I mean, I have no idea. I see FedEx in
Tennessee,
and the only thing that I can think of is the movie Castaway. I don't know why. That's just how it goes to me.
Do you know that UPS is twice as big as FedEx?
Don't care. So yeah, I would say I kind of like the Anheuser-Busch. I've been to that brewery before, the Anheuser-Busch in Missouri. So I kind of like that one. Not a fan of motorcycles at all. If you know me at all, I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's really weird that a gas station, Sinclair, the gas stations, was founded in Utah.
That was honestly a front runner for one of my worst.
It's a weird one.
It was very weird. Or
Zappos being in Nevada, but I'm assuming it's probably just a Vegas company or something.
Well, you said weird. What is the weirdest? Is it Sinclair in Utah?
Yeah, that one's the most like out of the box. Like shouldn't be there. Or a pizza place being founded in West Virginia.
What's it called?
Geno's.
I don't like that at all. What's Lexmark in Kentucky? I really probably should have done some research before this, but that's not how No Brains No Headache works. What the fuck is Hawaii? Excuse my language.
Lexmark's manufactures printers.
Will you zoom in on Hawaii, please? I have no idea. It looks like the Florida State Seminole. I don't want to get racy with it, but it's...
I was thinking it was that banana, like, Dole company.
I don't know. I don't see... But that's why I love these maps, is they try to cram the logo in Hawaii, which is essentially just 6 different scattered islands. All right, Matt, final question before we can move on. Remember, just solely on this map, where would you live if you had to pick a state to live in, strictly judging by this map?
If it was for pleasure, I'm either going to say Pennsylvania for candy.
For Hershey's.
Hooters would also be a good one.
Yeah, I was going to go with Hooters again.
If it was
excellent chicken wings, cleavage.
If it was
sexual harassment.
If it was based on survival, I would put myself in northern Arkansas. That way I'm close to Walmart and beer.
Yeah, maybe Colorado. I'm not a Coors fan, though, but Missouri's terrible. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. I'm getting out of North Dakota. I've operated a Bobcat skid steer before and other equipment. That just means you're working a blue collar job. You're not really enjoying things. What about you're a Panthers fan? They got Bank of America. That means money.
I feel like
it's the Bank of America.
If this was Hunger Games, I feel like the capital would be California and Apple with all the money.
That's true.
And Dr. Pepper would be like the munitions capital.
I'm going to go with Hooters, but famous brand in each state. Check it out. We'll put it up there for you. Matt, moving on.
So North Dakota is the cheapest place in the United States to get a customized license plate. And every year they come out with the 2024 list of license plates that they rejected based on them being like inappropriate or whatever, or just too dumb.
Out of the gate, I don't even know what that means. Happy Hooker? HPYHUKR. Happy Hooker.
So I made my top 10 list of my favorite in no particular order. The first one is Slave One. So I don't know if that means it's like Air Force One, but with slaves, or you have one slave.
I don't see any problem with that. I don't see MLFHNTR here. MILF Hunter.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you could try it and they would not do it.
This one just says Raiders.
Deport 'em. Cranked. Django. Finger.
Oh, there's a MILF one. BA MILFs? No, it's
BAM lifts.
What does that even mean? I feel like they should explain this shit instead of just putting up the letters that people. Bison AF. Yeah, you should probably KYS because I can't stand the Bison at all.
Jordan, I'll give you my top 4 here. Coming in at number 4 is Cripple.
Nothing wrong with that.
Number 2 is Swervin', which would be wild if you had Swervin' and you just got a bunch of DUIs.
I think that's what they're trying to avoid.
Number 3, and I don't know what it means, but it sounds derogatory, is Poonjin. And
sounds like you enjoy, fine spirits and
sexual
my intercourse.
my number 1 denied license plate for North Dakota is Rail Her.
I don't see any problem with that. I don't know how do you think we got here today, Slick? This one just says sell. SELL.
Some of these I just don't know like what the problem.
V-Buck. That's literally currency in video games.
Like they really denied someone trying to have the license plate Cabbage.
420 Gma. That was probably Cole's grandma.
Oh, she's dead.
Who left him all of his weed in the will.
Dead Box, also Cole's grandma.
Nice. 2523. What does that mean? See, I'm glad that Hot 97.5, Bismarck Mandan's #1 hit music station, put this out. Maybe explain it a little bit.
Yeah, or in parentheses, say what it actually says. That would be a lot of.
That's what I'm kind of getting at here. There's a whole more
dildo.
Oh, sorry. They had a pop-up ad for how to lose belly fat, and I thought that was the end of the article.
That one just said there was one that says "bang for you."
Don't see a problem with that. Jackwagon.
No bowl. F money.
Yeah, we have gone soft as a state. Res dog. Okay, well.
VGK just means Vegas Golden Knights. And they're like, nope.
Slippery. Broccoli.
If anything, slippery is just telling other drivers to keep an eye out.
Gordito. Should I change my alter ego from Cowboy Gordon to Cowboy Gordito?
And only talk in very broken Spanish.
Apes. Okay. I would, yeah. Some girl.
Little people.
Some girl named Samantha couldn't have Sammy B. A girl named Emily couldn't have Emily HB. Hand boner? What does HB stand for?
Little people.
69 Bronc. Okay. This is actually pissing me off a little bit. Only fan.
Pop Rod.
Okay.
It's a funny list to go through. Murder.
Is this the end? Oh, nope. There's
Felon 45. It's the number of felonies that guy probably got.
Oh my gosh, there's a whole thing.
They literally posted all of them.
Taco. No, this one would be for you, Matt. It's boobs, but it's 8008S.
See, that's just funny.
Every time we do a sound check right before we start recording, Matt says boobs.
I should try boobs, but BEWBS. Bubes.
What if you had do you think they would allow like Prindle? Like the shifter?
They would probably deny it for some reason.
Yeah.
I want my job to be like, hey, here's the list of what we got. You need to figure out if we can have these driving around the road.
I live for 69. I don't know. I mean,
how did Foot Clan get denied? That's just the bad people from Ninja Turtles.
Jailbird.
Goblin.
Are we missing out on extra tax revenue dollars by denying all of these? As a citizen of North Dakota, a taxpayer myself,
divorced him.
I want all of these to be approved, and I want them to each cost $10,000.
That's what they do in California.
We are missing out. We voted against sports gambling. We voted against recreational marijuana. We're not allowing people to have the license plates they want. We are being stripped of our freedoms, and I'm having to pay for it. This is ridiculous. Let Pop Rod have his goddamn license plate if he wants to. We're getting 2025 started off. You're getting me pissed off, Matt. Great.
Cooter was denied. Don't you have a friend named Cooter?
It's actually Hooter.
Oh, okay.
So
that was probably also denied.
Yeah. Well, custom license plates in North Dakota, apparently it's just one of the softest processes we have, and I don't know, I've never really saw the point of a custom license plate. Honestly, if you get a custom license plate, it should just be douche, because that's what you are.
What if you're like, I would like a custom license plate, and then that person gets to go through like your profiles and just make fun of you?
You get a custom license plate, but if somebody bashes in all of your windows with a crowbar, you can't file a police report.
Exactly.
Or collect insurance.
Yep.
There's going to be rules.
That's a risk you got to take. Like
Yes.
if you get road raged and someone pulls you out of your car and beats you half to death, it's just a risk you're going to have to take.
Yeah. Well, we get some real doozies, but let's fire through the Matt U Slippers guy.
No.
Honestly, for Christmas, as I get older, it's like the presents or whatever. It's still fun to get presents, couple things here and there. Not too crazy about it, but still nice to get a couple things. I got some premium slippers, and they are awesome. Matter of fact, they're so comfortable, Matt. I wore them for 2 days, and they still had the cardboard slit inside before I realized it. Yeah.
So what kind of slippers are we talking? Are we talking hard bottom, soft bottom, indoor only?
These are like hard bottom, and honestly, they're kind of like Uggs, like an Ugg brand kind of look to them. But they're amazing.
Could you wear them in the summer?
Why? I don't see why not.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a house in summer when you're blasting AC? It's freezing.
That's true. That's true. You're in the basement. Gets a little chilly.
We haven't cracked double digits in the temperature here in North Dakota recently, and it's just impossible to get the little toesies warm. Get a little blood flow down south.
That's true. For
my toes, not my penis.
My heat shut off, and I went upstairs to turn it on this morning, and it was 52 degrees in my house.
Yeah, that's not great. It seems to be happening all over. Apparently, we decided to live in an Arctic tundra, and that's just okay. However, you decide.
So I did see we were at this small bar in Underwood, North Dakota, doing a comedy show, and during my set, one guy walked in, and he was wearing what looked to be the bottoms of like a bear costume as shoes. Like they had like big long claws on them, and it just threw me for a loop that he was just wearing these out to a bar.
Not uncommon at all. Those are true slippers where they're like a theme slipper. I remember when I was younger, I had Homer Simpson slippers. I don't think I've watched a whole episode of Simpsons in my whole life, but
Is that where you put your foot into his mouth?
Yeah, I had those. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm really upset at myself. Really regretting things.
I had these ones that were just like, I don't know what they were made of, but like if I walked on carpet, I would just get shocked by everything.
Yep, that's called static electricity.
Yeah, I didn't figure that one out.
It builds up, especially when you're wearing a lot of cotton, a lot of wool, lanolin, things like that. That's just going to happen. But I got those for Christmas, and then I was at another family Christmas, and it's always the certain in-laws may not know all the cousins. I come from two very large families, and so I got a lot of aunts and uncles, and therefore tons of cousins. So every year it's always kind of nice to remind certain people of who certain people are. And then my one cousin came with a sweatshirt, and it just had his name across it.
Power move.
And I was like, respect, because then nobody can get your name wrong. But then I thought of it. I was like, oh, we should get name tags. Then I thought of combining the two ideas, and I think we may have to make these for No Brains, No Headache, just for fun. You know how name tags are like, I don't know, 3-4 inches long, give or take, somewhere there? Like, penis size.
Yep.
Rock hard.
Yeah.
We need to get one that goes like past nipple to nipple. Just giant magnets. Thoughts on that?
Are you talking like just the name tag or a T-shirt that has a huge name
The
tag?
name tag.
Okay.
The two ideas kind of combined there. So I
Okay.
said name tags, and then my cousin had his name across his sweatshirt, which I thought was really funny.
I do
But
like
you get a job somewhere, and they're like, here's your name tag, and it's a foot-long ruler that takes up your entire torso.
whatever happened to the things that you could buy at like airports that had your names on them? I feel like those just don't exist very much anymore.
Well, I have my North Dakota. This is a license plate for the back of my bicycle. And Matt, just every time I come to the studio, just throws it on the ground and shows it no respect.
You put it on top of a cardboard.
Pick it up.
I just noticed.
Pick it up. Show some goddamn respect around here. North Dakota, Peace Garden State. Discover the spirit. I don't know what that means, but god damn it, this is a family heirloom practically. I don't have my own family, of course, so I'd love to give this to my children someday. That won't be named Jordan, but
You just have it. I'll nail it to your coffin after I murder you.
and well, you'll be my ordained minister running my funeral. So, yeah.
Yeah, I want to bring back the things that have your name on them. It's like, oh, you know what I really wanted for Christmas? A spoon that says Matt on it.
Here's the problem, Matt. Nowadays, with the way we are naming our children in America, it's going to be hard to get Onyx, Onyx. It's going to be hard to get Braden, spelled BrAIYDENMN.
Yeah, that's tough too. It's like if you got a weird name, there's just no coming back from it.
Well, Matt's really unique, so I don't know how you could find anything in that.
There's you can never really find stuff that just says Matt on it.
Honestly, if I really thought long and deep and hard of it, I probably know over 20 Matts. And that is just way too many.
It is. I always said that if we hire another Matt at the company I work for, I'm going to bully them into quitting.
Yeah, or just nickname them like...
Shit stain.
Yeah. Cock breath.
Yeah. Where's diabetes at?
Well, you did tell me earlier that you are rebranding from Matty Applesauce to Matthew Applesauce now that you're sober.
Yeah, it's a long journey in my sober journey.
How long do you think your sober journey is going to last?
Honestly, I could not tell you one iota.
See,
I might drink tonight.
And that's fine. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. But for me, we have a big show coming up. We'll get at that at the end of the show. But I was like, I'll just take a break for a few weeks until the show, because it's nice to just really focus and just give it your all, and then it's nice to celebrate afterwards. Like, wow, a lot of hard work finally paid off. You have CubsCon in Chicago coming up. That would be, I'm not saying you can't have fun without alcohol, but it's practically a vacation. Kind of tough to not at least have a cocktail or two.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't have fun without alcohol, but you can't have fun without alcohol.
Not saying you can't have fun without alcohol, but
Here's a wild thing that I was thinking about is my foray back into drinking, shot of Malort.
there's two words you said in that sentence. I have no idea what they mean.
Foyer. It's like my resurgence back into drinking.
Isn't that like an entryway of like a castle or something?
I think it's a verb too.
Oh, okay. Malort?
Malort is a Chicago-based liqueur that is known for just being bad. It's terrible. It's the only reason
Sounds pretty terrible.
Their only reason they're still in business is because it's bad.
It sounds absolutely god awful. But
It's horrible.
well, I just want to say, proud of you and your sober journey. You're welcome to go sober as long as you want. Our friendship will probably slowly just kind of, but you're welcome to go sober as long as you want. And best of luck.
Yeah, one time when I was like 19 working at the golf course, I was sitting there and I was like super hungover on a Saturday. And I'm working with my old buddy Steve, and he's probably like 65. And this guy comes in, one of the regulars, clearly tells I'm hungover, and he goes, "Oh, Jesus, Matt, you drink? Are you even 21 yet?" And Steve, who's like sitting behind the guy, just goes, "Ha! Shit, when Matt turns 21, he'll probably stop drinking."
Just go to AA for the first time on your 21st because you weren't allowed in prior.
So how we doing, guys? I also like talking about my sobriety. Like I've been doing it way longer than I have.
Yeah, it's when we did the show the other night, it was borderline like, shut the fuck up, Matt. Back when I used to drink, it's like at that time it was 4 days.
This is why I love small towns. It was January 3rd, and some lady came in and proclaimed that she was doing dry January. And
then we stopped the show for a smoke break. Half the bar left. They come back. She hits the door open and is just,
anyone want to have a shot?
yeah, just broke down like that. And then her friends are like, thought you were doing dry January. She's like, I lasted 2 days. Whatever. Yeah. To each their own. You want to do dry January, that's fine. I was thinking like a moist January personally, but that's just me. Moving on so we can finish up the show. We're coming up on about 60 minutes.
So a celebrity died, and
nobody cares.
She's known for two things. One, the largest divorce settlement in history,
Anna Nicole Smith died.
$2.5 billion. And the second thing she's known for is so much plastic surgery.
Dolly Parton got divorced and died.
She had so much plastic surgery that she looks like a cat.
Oh, you have Cat Lady here, and boy, if I had to guess what you were talking about, I wouldn't have any idea. Can you zoom in, please? Oh, who is that? I feel like I recognize that person.
She's 84 years old.
Isn't that the girl from Real Housewives of New Jersey?
It could be. Because she is from New York. Jocelyn Wildenstein. She's 84 years old and looks like an absolute alien.
Okay, this brings up a good question. If you had to get plastic surgery, some way, shape, or form,
I'm getting my tits done.
What size you getting?
No, I'm fucking breast reduction. I got just pot tits right now.
I guess I don't even know enough about plastic surgery, but
I know what I would do.
Okay, well, tell me. I just fucking asked the
I would
question.
get like the forehead reduction thing where they like Botox it and like remove the skin so it just moves your hairline down. Because I have a giant forehead.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What's your problem? Oh, hardly notice.
I don't know. What do you think? Do I do like a cheek thing? What do I do? I have a perfect nose, so we're not touching that. What do I do? Can I get the dick done?
Calvin? Oh, you could.
Oh, but I'm afraid it won't work anymore. It hardly does now. You got the drippy dong?
There was a guy that got arrested in New York last week for putting Viagra in chicks' drinks to figure out if they were dudes or not.
What? And I guess in New York.
His excuse was, you never know nowadays. And I was like, oh my God.
But in his experiment, like what would be like some tells that they are? Like would they get visible, very horny or a boner?
Yeah, visible boners. I've never gone to a bar.
Maybe, I'll get my ass cheeks. Like I don't have an ass.
The Saving Silverman.
Yeah.
Get ass implants.
Why not? Well, I think that's probably like. What's the least?
Do you ever think someone goes in like, yeah, I want to get my ankles done?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, I don't know if this is possible, but I would want to get experimental surgery to give myself gills.
Don't you have to live in water then?
I would be half and half. Like, just give me a gill on one side, like the guy does in Waterworld.
Like you're smoking a cigarette and it just exhales through
Yeah.
your gill.
Which would be...
You're just telling me you want to be Kevin Costner from Waterworld? You got to drink your own piss.
But he filters it.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
But I don't like tomatoes, and he grows tomatoes. I would die so fast on Waterworld. And actually, gills would be pretty pointless for me because I'm not a strong swimmer.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't like the water, do you?
No. I like doing flippies into it, but...
Like in the lake, but it's pretty shallow. Like,
yeah. I would say like 5 feet.
What if
6
you got
feet.
gills, but you still couldn't see shit because you had like still human eyes and it's just murky water?
Ooh, would LASIK eye surgery count?
Plastic surgery, that's a laser to your eyes. I don't know what plastic surgery. I will never get any,
Yeah.
you know.
Ooh,
I'm going butt cheeks, final answer.
Botox in lefty.
Yeah, I would count that, and that's not a surprise. How's he doing? Not bad, actually.
Not good.
Does Lefty, you know, right now we're a very chilly season, very cold.
Does not
summer.
Does not discriminate.
I find myself like sweating a lot because my body, if I'm going in and out or
Drastic
whatever,
change in temperature.
my
Yep.
body is just having a tough time.
If you see me outside of my office on like a January day when it's 5 degrees outside, and I'm standing outside in just my shirt, it's because I'm sweating so much and you can visibly see my armpits. So I go stand outside and let them dry off.
It's like it's like that picture of Ben Affleck smoking that cigarette, but it's just you cooling down. You're like, oh,
Like that one time you drove by my work and caught me going home to take a shit.
that was funny.
Sometimes you need home court advantage.
The funny part about that was I left my car at the bar for like 3 days and I finally went to go get it. Having a work vehicle and then your personal vehicle is a
detrimental.
dangerous
Yeah.
game to play. I should probably quit playing it. But, all right, we got, let's wrap up the show here. We got a bet update. So first, for starters, college football playoff. Matt, his favorite team, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, beat my Georgia Bulldogs, although I do blame it on the terrorist attack because they had to postpone it for a day. Kirby Smart wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Also a dog shit game. I mean, Notre Dame played well, I'll give them credit, but the game overall, boring.
It was like Georgia fumbled in the red zone. Notre Dame returned to kickoff. Like,
The ref ran into that guy on the sideline.
honestly, that was the biggest story of the game. I bet there's more people that can tell you who Parker Jones is than who won that game.
And so Matt and I, you know, we make these bets on the podcast, and it's really just us making bets.
And this is
between
the first
each
one
other.
that doesn't have a monetary value to it.
No, that one did.
Oh, yeah, that one did.
$100 to Notre Dame, Georgia, straight up. Notre Dame wins. So, and then Matt won the World Series bet as well. So I currently owe you, because I have a running tab, $335.03. So when I get to a certain point, I want to start paying you back. So here's $5.03.
Nice. Actually, I don't like pennies.
I stole that from the petty cash fund. So,
Cool.
so I only owe you $330 now. But
Nice. Good round number.
yeah, no, I'll get you when I do get a chance. But we also do have the Forrest Gump Challenge, just an update at the day of recording and for this week, because the games won't happen later. You got to help me here, Matt, because I always forget. We have Texas playing
Ohio State.
Ohio State. I have Texas. Matt has Ohio State. We also have Penn State playing Notre Dame, correct?
Yep.
I have Penn State. Matt has Notre Dame. So we could know as soon as next week. Those college football playoffs are the upcoming Thursday and Friday. So we could have a winner as early as next week. And I'm glad you brought this up. The Forrest Gump Challenge, for a reminder, 15 Dr. Peppers in one day. Now, we need to talk about this because we've brought it up with friends when we're out and about and mingling and socializing, and they kind of ask us, you know, what are the stipulations? It was my understanding that you have a 24-hour window to drink 15 Dr. Peppers. We're allowing Diet Dr. Pepper if you'd like.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think if I lose, which I'm not going to, I want to do it in one day waking up to go to bed. But 24 hours is fine. So if you want to start at lunch and then like wake up and slam 5 more.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I lose, which I won't, I'm going to have a healthy dose of Dr. Peppers with my dinner. Probably, try to maybe get to that halfway point, and then the next day at lunch. Still, though, think about it, people. 7.5 Dr. Peppers for lunch. 7.5 Dr. Peppers for dinner.
I've seen you put down 5 Shirley Temples in like a half hour.
Okay, well, you didn't have to bring that up on the air, but
I was thinking though, like,
should we change it from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed?
I think that's the way
we got to do it. The 24 hours, I mean, that's easy.
Yeah, I think
I want you to puke. I want you to struggle.
I want
you to be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
I want to not like Dr. Pepper for a little bit.
Which is really unfortunate. But is that why you loaded up the studio fridge with some different flavors just to kind of...
And I bought a huge thing of Diet Dr. Pepper, and I'm trying to save 15 of them for whoever has to do it, but I know I'm accidentally...
Matt, we can just go to the store and get more. Plus, well, I was thinking we may have to find like a restaurant or something if we like do go out to eat or go watch football or something.
I think it's going to have to be like, I'm just going to sit in my basement and document me drinking Diet Dr.
Yeah, it will be documented, so make sure you follow No Brains, No Headache on Instagram for sure, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. YouTube is huge as well, so we can skip that part of the end of the show. But just follow us, give us a follow, because you definitely want to stay updated on our upcoming shows and our schedule. First of all, our biggest show, it's just a couple weeks out, and we'd appreciate it if you came out for the night and joined us for comedy night at the Bell Mayhews Auditorium. Okay, it's a very historic venue. We have Tommy Brennan joining us from New York. We have Aiden McCluskey joining us from Minneapolis, and we also have Brandon Loftus, a local legend here. So, and all those guys have been on the podcast before. So if you want to get a feel for them, you want to get to know them, go back and check out those episodes. We also today just announced the roast of Cole Pick, a fellow comedian here in Bismarck. He's been on the show once or twice. That's going to be Saturday, February 8th at Bismarck Eagles Club. And then Saturday, February 22nd, join Matt and I, as well as Beth and Nate.
Nate Rowe.
Yes. So for those who say we discriminate against who the people we hire, it's North Dakota Comedy. I just get who I can, but... Our first a female comedian, and she'll be headlining.
I'm almost certain Nate's Jewish. So that's another box checked.
Boom. 2 boxes checked. The cool part about the February 22nd show is we're doing 2 shows that day, okay? There's going to be an early show and a late show. Don't quote me on it. First show is 6:30. Second show is at 9. So, and if you're one of those people who say, hey, you know what? You guys go way too late, or I got dinner that night. I can't make it. 2 shows. Those tickets are going to be very limited, and we'll be announcing that this week and getting you a ticket link to that. Besides that, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. For sure, we've got a lot else, other things going on, but...
No, that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and Happy New Year to all of you. That was episode 231. Up next, we have episode 232. See you guys next week. Love you.
You're watching Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Good evening, San Diego. I'm Veronica Corningstone. Tits McGee is on vacation.